Hello, friends, and welcome to the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. It is so good to see you. Today, we want to ask you, who's in your Cowboys trust tree, the tree of trust, Dallas Cowboys circa 2025. Clarence Hill's going to join us at 11:15 with the very latest on a couple of things you need to know, and we are going to party. This show starts meow. What's up, you sons of biscuits? Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Is that a weird way to start the show? Make sure you hit the like button on your way in because it's good for the algorithm. And in the comments, leave your favorite shape because that's good for the algorithm too. Tons of people will find the show if there's a lot of action in the comments and a bunch of likes. I just need you guys to know that. Welcome in. We have a lot of things to get to, and we're not going to fiddle fart today.
Dan Myers! And he's late. He's still first one in.
Nobody can beat Dan to the chat. He is unbeatable to the chat. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Jeff. I am seated next to former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
This message goes out to all the men. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So all the fellas, you're not weak. It is not bad. Talk to someone, seek help, get help. It doesn't make you look like a coward if you're struggling with mental health. We're losing far too many brothers in this fight against mental health because there's this faux pas against going to sit down and talk to someone. If you need help, please go get help. I love you. You matter. We want you here. We need you here. But June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
I believe, I'm looking this up real quick, but I believe I saw it the other day. I believe we lose a male every 60 seconds to that which will not be said.
Wow.
I believe it is every 60 seconds.
Yep.
Hashtag therapy is cool. Take care of yourself. Check on your friends. Just because somebody seems super duper happy, they're probably struggling too. Check on that one, by the way. And we love you. Hi. It's good to see you guys. Now, hit the damn like button or else, which is not a threat. Today, Jeremy said, find your local NAMI. That's true. The National Alliance on Mental Illness. I've chaired their walk multiple times, and that is a place where you have free resources. Free resources are important. I hate that in our world it costs so much to see a decent therapist because most decent therapists don't take insurance because insurance doesn't try to pay. So they have to just take cash, which means that to get great mental health help, a lot of times you've got to have money, and that is bullshit. But we love you. So just... You can use my DMs as a journal. I can't promise that I see things all the time and respond in a timely fashion, but when I am at my worst, the best thing that I can do is say it or write it, tell somebody, share it. And it tends to lighten the things. It tends to do that. Cowboy content today. Who's in the Cowboys tree of trust? Who's in the trust tree? You'll notice that no Clarence Hill, no Joe Hoyt, at least in studio today. Joe is camping, I think. And Clarence is in Atlanta.
Oh!
And Daniel's in the Super Chat.
Let's go. Let's go.
Daniel says, preach, Jesse. Everyone, please take care of your mental peace. Indeed. Do your things. Take care of yourself. Go outside. Outside's good as hell.
But you know what? I like going outside. Simply going outside
It's really good for you.
and letting the sun hit your skin is actually really good for your mental health.
That's facts.
It is. It's like scientifically proven.
It's facts.
That going outside. So go outside. Go take a walk. Go ride a bike. Go do something. Ask Jeff to borrow the kayak that he bought a year ago and used one time.
I gave that kayak away because I knew I needed the bigger one. The bigger one is still in the box in the back of my car.
I told you would waste your money on that.
I'm going to use that kayak, though. No beat writers here, which means we are not attempting credibility today.
Oh,
Straight Recky Specky.
This is a Recky Specky Friday, baby.
All reckless speculation. Throw your most reckless speculation in the chat that's not offensive. That would be lovely. But yeah, we're going to talk about who's in the Cowboys tree of trust, and we have rules for who's eligible to be in the trust tree.
Yeah, absolutely. In the Cowboys trust tree, there are 2 rules that apply to the Cowboys trust tree or the Cowboy fall, however you want to call it. 2 rules and 2 rules only.
Okay.
1, this player that you're going to trust cannot be a rookie. If he was just drafted in this year's draft,
He's not eligible.
not eligible to be in the trust tree. Okay. Second type of player that cannot be and is ineligible for the trustworthy fall tree
Okay.
cannot have a Pro Bowl attached to his name. So if he's a rookie or he's been named to the Pro Bowl, you cannot use these players as players you trust to help the Cowboys get over this drought and have a successful season and find their way to the promised land.
I'm checking to see if a guy's made a Pro Bowl. He is not. Yeah, it's a drought. It's a drought. So yeah, in the chat, let us know who's in your trust tree. I got a guy.
You got a guy? I got a couple guys.
I got a guy, and I might have another guy.
Okay.
And then I got another guy that he doesn't count, and another guy he doesn't count.
Want me to start it off?
Go ahead.
All right, so here's where I'm going with.
I got a guy, but if he's got more than one guy, then he should go first to knock out one of his guys before I get a guy.
So here's my guy. My guy, Jack Sanborn. Jack.
No, yeah,
Jack.
You're crushing.
Jack.
Yeah, it's Jack.
Yeah. I trust. In Jack, I trust. I've already told you guys how I like my linebacker. Give me the white linebacker with the bridge of his nose right here.
Got to be racist.
That bridge of the nose.
Got to be.
If he's a white linebacker and that bridge of the nose isn't messed with, it's not deformed, it's not messed up, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Go be a deep snapper. Go punt. Go kick. Linebacker, white linebacker with the bridge of the nose jacked up.
Yep.
I am all for it. Jack Sanborn is a guy that I trust who will help this Cowboys football team defensively. You already know he comes over with Eberflus from Chicago. Now, I get it. He wasn't a standout player in Chicago, but made some strides, had some starts last year, was productive for the Chicago Bears. And when you're learning a new defense, when you need those guys, especially at that linebacker position, who understand what's going on, can get guys lined up, can be able to spread the verbiage around the defensive meeting room, especially sometimes when Mike is there or not there. This is the guy who can be the pseudo leader. And it doesn't have to mean he has to be the vocal leader, but he's the guy that the guys in the locker room, because a lot of times you don't want to go to coach because you don't want coach to know that you may not know everything. So you try to go to a guy in the locker room who you can relate to, who is not kind of really showing the coach that I don't really know what I'm talking about or know what I'm doing, because I don't want subconsciously coach in the back of his mind is like, oh, he came to me because he doesn't know. Can I trust him in this moment? So I'll go to Sanborn, who I know knows this defense, to get the information that I need. So I think I'm not saying that he's going to be a Pro Bowl player or an all-pro player. I'm saying that I trust Jack Sanborn to be exactly where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there, just steady Eddie. If you're going to steady Eddie football player at linebacker, then I can have the other guys be a little bit willy-nilly in what they're doing. So,
what are you giggling about, Cap? Dan, Chill is out there arguing with someone in the wild right now. I guarantee it.
Hey, Dan, you are absolutely right, brother.
Probably.
You're absolutely right.
Probably. What time is it out there? He's at lunch somewhere arguing with a waiter.
Yes.
I'd like to join you on the Sanborn train.
Yes.
I've decided I'd like to join you on the Sanborn train. I've been doing a deep Sanborn dive in the last 90 seconds. And is the only reason he wasn't drafted because he ran a 4.7? He was a 4-star recruit who played all 4 years at Wisconsin. Was all conference in the 4th year. Won the Brian Piccolo Award with the Bears as a rookie, which is the You Do Things the Right Way award, and contributed as a player. The only reason that he hadn't gotten a bigger shot is because he was undrafted. And when he plays, he's played well. And he was a 4-star recruit. There's actually a pedigree there, and I don't know why he was available for so cheap and why nobody's giving him a real chance to play.
Let's go.
Jack Sanborn won't be eligible for this list next year because he's going to the Pro Bowl.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I don't think it is.
It's a possibility.
It would be a lot of fun if it did happen.
Possibility.
My guy that I would like to invite into the trust tree, the tree of trust, circle of trust, Cooper Beebe.
That's solid.
Yeah, isn't it solid?
That's solid. That's solid.
I think Cooper Beebe had a season that was okay. And an okay season from a mid-round rookie at a new position is a good thing. Like, that's a promising start on your way to being a really nice player. And I think he also got better as the season went along. I don't think he started great. And then I think he finished solid. So you're on the right trajectory. You are a mid-round player who switched positions on an offensive line that is going to have spots on it that will have questions. And I don't think my second-year center is one of them. I'd like to welcome Cooper Beebe on into my trust tree, and I think that he'll be comfortable in the shade of my trust tree.
No, that's so solid.
Thank you.
That's so. I mean, and even where he sits at in the middle of that offensive line, he's to his left is an All-Pro player. To his right is a rookie first-round pick who we assume is going to be super talented and play well.
Yeah.
And just that solid piece in the middle, that core inside will be okay. I think that core inside will be really, really good for the Cowboys.
We got to run directly up the middle.
You know what I mean?
And the quarterback has to never move left or right in the pocket. Just stay right between those three.
We could do that, or we can kind of run a little bit, pull a guard.
Okay, a little pass protection guard pull?
Yeah,
or
we'll do either run.
Okay.
We'll run too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pull a guard, pull a center. That way, where Steele and or Guyton slips up, I got a guard to come clean the mess up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So run those type of plays where we're pulling guards.
You got another one? Because that's my only guy that's in the trust tree.
I do. I have another one. I have another one because his newfound position will make me trust him even more.
Newfound position.
Yeah, same position, newfound slot in the position.
Oh, Durant?
No.
I would say he's a Pro Bowler.
No.
He's a Pro Bowler. Tolbert?
Tolbert.
Oh, you going to jump back on, huh?
Here's the thing.
You jumped on, you jumped off, you jumping on.
Here's the thing.
CD's going to be in the slot more than him anyway.
But here's the thing. This is a guy who I think we can all come to the conclusion that he's just not a number 2 wide receiver.
No, he's a dude. Just a guy.
He's a guy.
Dude is too high up. He's a guy.
He's a guy, right? But he's a guy who had 7 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now that he's playing the number 3 role,
yeah,
you have a guy that at least know when we get into the red zone will score touchdowns. And he will be going up against either the third corner or the backup slot guy or safety or however the team is playing their defense, dime, nickel, whatever. I can trust Jalen Tolbert to win some of those matchups. I can trust Jalen Tolbert to win on third downs to keep a drive alive because he's going up against a lesser opponent because he has the experience over the last couple years facing the number 2 corner, facing that role of being a number 2, having that output put on him that he couldn't quite live up to. But now that he's taking the same position but a lesser role as a number 3 receiver behind Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I trust Jalen Tolbert to do the role of the number 3 wide receiver better than anyone else on this football team.
I think that's a good pick.
Especially
I also think
in
it's
the
you
red zone.
acknowledging that George Pickens is more important than any corner because he's even setting up Tolbert for success.
No.
No. Okay, was that a reach?
That's a Recky Specky reach.
That was a Recky reach.
Yeah.
I considered Malik Hooker. I don't think he was great last year. I think the year before he was good.
Yep.
I think he's had a decent, solid career, but I think the reason that Malik Hooker is approaching trust tree territory is because of the number of people that I absolutely don't trust.
Okay.
And so as I'm just looking across the field, I'm like, okay, do I think he's going to cost me the game? No. He could, okay, maybe, but not quite. And then like Jake Ferguson's made a Pro Bowl, Turpin's made a Pro Bowl, Aubrey's made a Pro Bowl, obviously Dak, Micah, CD, blah, 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 blah. What about George Pickens? You going to trust George Pickens? Has he made a Pro Bowl? He might have made a Pro Bowl in his second year. Let me check.
I feel like he was an alternate.
You're not going to trust him anyway. That's the hard part of this game is figure out who hasn't made a Pro Bowl because everybody goes to the Pro Bowl. Osa hadn't. Did I say Osa has or hadn't been?
He has not been to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, he's in the trust tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Osa can come on in. Yeah, he's in the trust tree.
I would definitely put Osa in the trust tree.
Pickens didn't make a Pro Bowl. You putting him in the trust tree? Oh, come on, y'all.
I'm not there yet.
He's about to have his Kyrie year. He's about to rebuild his image and be considered a flawless leader. Okay, he could get in. He could come on over next year.
He's on the he.
Oh yeah, he won't be here next year. Is it more likely George Pickens is here if he misses the whole season or if he's great?
If he misses the whole season,
because you get a discount.
100%.
That's Cowboys, baby. You get a discount.
100%. He'd have to miss the whole year for you. For him to be back here.
I know we hit another super chat, and I at least won't. Yeah. Let me see this super chat. Mike's in the super chat. Got a feeling Damone Clark finally going to be in the trust tree out of left field very soon. Also regarding mental health, go for walks, gents. It's true. It's true. 6:45 a.m. That's my walk time. Although you might have to move that to 4 a.m. here in the next week or two. It get kind of hot. Getting kind of hot out there. Coming up next, we will check in with Clarence Hill, who's got 2 scoops. He's live in Atlanta. Don't worry about why he's there. We'll get to the bottom of that next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
This classic treat from Wendy's we all know and love. And some of you even dip your fries in. I'm not a fan of that. But
Frosty.
Wendy's has said, you know what? We're moving out of the ordinary just vanilla and chocolate Frosties. Yeah. And we're going to bump this thing up a little bit. We're going to step our game up. In fact, this new style of Frosties in my trust tree.
Tell me about the strawberry Pop-Tart one.
Oh, that strawberry Pop-Tart. The new twist on these Frosties, they come in many different flavors. You have the Oreo brownie, the caramel crunch, the Pop-Tart strawberry, not to mention, yes, you can still get it in vanilla and or chocolate. If you want. That's however you feel. But head over to Wendy's and get one today. I've had the Pop-Tart one. I can tell you, it is absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, whatever flavor that you crave, the odds that they got the Frosty Ford. So clock in for the sweet treat anytime, including midnight or later, with the Wendy's all-new flavor Frosties. Refresh on the classic. Got to be at Wendy's. At participating Wendy's U.S., hours may vary by location.
Don't be afraid to dip a spicy nug in your Frosty. I'm just saying.
I'm not. Spicy nugs are fun.
Shout out to you guys out there. Guess what? We're taking a road trip. We're going to Vegas, baby, November 15th to 18th, and we want you to come with us. We're going to Vegas with True Fan Travel for the ultimate fan experience. We're going to go ahead and take over the Strip for an unforgettable weekend in Vegas, and you need to be there. Join us as the Cowboys take on the Raiders November 17th. We're going to do our pre and post out there, okay? The all-inclusive trip that we want you to come with us on includes a 3-night stay at a luxury Vegas resort, game tickets, VIP parties, exclusive events with the DLLS crew, probably mostly Pop, and fellow diehard fans and much more. Jesse and I'll hang out with you at the pool. But if you're trying to go full club Pop, I don't know if I got it in me. Exclusive events with us, so come do it. This is how Dallas does Vegas. Book now at truefantravel.com. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We've got to check in. I think we got 2 scoops. Hit the like button while you're here. Make sure you subscribe to the DLLS Sports channel. Look at Pop. That camera angle is a little interesting. We got a lot of ceiling. Oh, here you come. Okay, yep. Look at that hat. Pop is in the ATL, and he is joining the DLLS Cowboys podcast. How are you, Clarence?
Yeah, I'm well, man. I want y'all to see my palatial suite here. I got a little room here. A little stretch my arms and legs and everything else out here at the Marriott Marquis. Unfortunately, Candyland is right down the street. I'm not trying to do those sort of things. You got me on Twitter talking about, am I going to be at Magic City? I'm in my room, sir. I'm in my room doing Bible study.
How was Bible study?
Wonderful. Got lace my hands. Got to lace my hands on some people.
Have you seen the show Landman, Clarence?
I have not.
Okay, it's a great show, and in that show, Billy Bob Thornton tells his 17-year-old daughter, he's like, "From now on, you lie to me. When you were going to do the things you're going to do with your boyfriend, you tell me Bible study.
Yeah,
you lie to me." And so, Clarence, I know what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I think you're doing a great job telling us what you want to tell us.
And to be honest, I can feel him because today's generation, I got daughters, I got kids. They tell everything. They share everything, and things that we would never share with our parents, they share.
That's
and
healthy.
I hear you.
That's healthy.
It is. You want them to be able to talk, but some things you don't want to know. Some things lie to me. I don't need to know everything.
Now, Clarence, you told me you got 2 scoops for us today. You want to go with Stephen Jones, Brian Schottenheimer things, or you want to do some Sam Williams things?
Yeah, so there's so much about culture. We talked to Stephen the other day, and there's so much talk about. So I asked Stephen, was a culture change necessary? And when you talk about culture change and everything that is said about it, maybe it's not meant to be, but it's an indirect shot at Mike McCarthy. It's indirect. And I know because we talked to one year Thomas, and I'm not, I love Mike, but when you talk about him having fun again, then were you not having fun before? That's a natural question. That's a natural take on that. And one day, he's not on. He says he's off social media. He's not going to be tweeting anymore. But so there's a natural question. I asked Stephen about that, and he's obviously because Stephen's the first one to talk about we won more games the last 3 years than anybody in the NFL except the Chiefs. Under my, can y'all not hear me? I'm sorry, y'all over there
No,
doing
you're
that
good.
Oh
talk.
You're
no,
good.
we're just communicating. No, you're good.
So anyway, Steven says that we love Mike, we love we love the culture under Jason Garrett, but when you haven't won, change happens. That's just part of not winning, okay? And whatever it takes to get us to win, not just get the playoffs, but to win in the playoffs, he's all for it. And so that's kind of his thought. But yes, I love Shotty. He loves Shotty. He loves what he's doing. He thinks it's going to be good. But the idea of they needed a culture change was really about their lack of success in that little drought. And whatever it takes to overcome that little drought, he's all for it. If it means kumbaya and culture and going to dinners and going to lunches and playing ping pong, whatever works, just win, baby.
Clarence, we talked about culture many, many times here on the show. It's been a topic of discussion all throughout OTAs and in mini camp. But we know that culture doesn't mean anything if you don't have the Jimmys and Joes to go with it. The main Jimmy and Joe, or the Jimmy or the Micah that we're looking for to add into this culture, had a very cryptic, not so cryptic tweet the other day talking about, to one of your tweets that you put out, he's talked about, I haven't missed minicamp in 4 years. I'm going to be there. And then he goes on and said, but it's in the owner's hands. Have you gotten a chance to kind of decipher all what he meant? Is he talking about being at minicamp and not participating? Is it training camp? What is that tweet that Michael Parson tweeted out back to you? Kind of break that down for us a little bit.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. Michael's going to be at minicamp, but he's not going to work out. He's not going to be on the field. He said that a couple of weeks ago. I'll be there, but I'm not going to do any on-field work because you got 40 million, maybe 50 million hanging in the balance. And what he's talking about, his actual tweet was, on the field. I won't be on the field. I don't, for me to be on the field for the first day of camp, and I think he's talking about training camp. It's in the owner's hands, and so it's more about him being on the field for the first day of camp. We know he's not going to be on the field for mini camp. He's talking about training camp. For him to be on the field, he needs to get a deal done. And we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it on Wednesday. Certainly with Jeff. That's what he's talking about, and we understood that. You understand that if I ain't got a deal done, I'm not gonna get on the field. And that's what it's too much in the balance. It's only smart and smart business. Certainly, CD didn't even show up for camp. He didn't even show up for mini camp. You remember he didn't show up for any off-season program. Micah's been there for a little bit. He's certainly going to show up for mini camp, but he's not going to be. It's going to be a hold in. He's not going to be on the field without a deal.
Clarence, I promised the people 2 scoops, and we've done a scoop and a conversation. Second scoop on Sam.
Yeah, Sam Williams. And so much talk about Sam. And I know everybody's there. Ezra Rocco's going to be the other guy, and Sam's the odd man out, certainly coming off injury. I talked to Sam Tuesday, and he was eager to talk. He was eager to talk because so much has been said about him and his immaturity. And number one, Sam said he's going to be ready to go physically. He's coming off the ACL. He actually did individual drills on Tuesday for the first time. So he believes he's ahead of schedule, ready to go. His athleticism, there's never been a question about his athleticism. He said, you ain't got to worry about that. But he said it's his maturity. It's his things he's learned. And, remember that video of Jerry talking about him driving and everybody got a kick out of it? That bothered Sam. By the speed. Well, he was going 100. Now he's going 90. So he's improved. It's ha, Jerry. But,
That was
you're
funny.
still
That
out of
was funny.
order, okay? If you're
That was
still
funny.
out of order. And so Sam, he brought that up on his own, and he just talked about it. He said he cut some people out of his life. He's changed his lifestyle. He cut some friends and some family members off. He said his issue was when they took football away. In a year away from football, he found out some things about himself, about his family, about his friends. And he was out there by himself and he had to grow up. And he says he's mature. Again, changed his lifestyle, changed his habits, changed some things. Again, friends and family got rid of. They're out of his life. It's all football. He think he's ready to have his best year. But obviously, I think the guys get older, they mature naturally, as you know, Jesse. I'm sorry, coming into the league, you get older, your perspective changes. But again, it's smart to recognize. He's also done counseling, Jeff. He talked about counseling and being with a counselor and getting therapy. He brought again volunteered. I'm just asking about his rehab, and the man poured out his soul. Okay, about his lifestyle and about things that he's doing different in life, and he ready to acknowledge it's a contract year. Okay. If I want to do what I need to do and get the money I need to get, I had to make a change, and I want to make a change. And it's a big year for him. He said, "I ain't competing against nobody because if I do what I'm supposed to do with my athleticism, I will be on the field. I will be making plays."
Oh, that's the mindset.
You put him in the trust tree?
Everybody grew up.
You put him in the trust tree?
Guyton's ready.
You put him in the trust tree?
Sam is ready.
You put him in the trust tree?
No, I don't put him in the
You
trust
put-
tree.
all right.
But I think that there's a sneaking suspicion that he could end up wandering into the trust tree. And I did not have that before.
Yeah, he gonna have to show me a lot to get in the trust tree.
He could get in the trust tree.
No doubt he should, but he does have that talent. He does have the athleticism. That's already there. It's just a matter of him being disciplined and being mature. And I was listening to y'all's trust tree conversation, and listen, I know it's fun to be happy with Sanborn, but wasn't Eric Kendricks in the trust tree last year?
Not in my trust tree.
Why?
Because he was old. Because he was
He knows-
old.
probably.
he knows the
Because he was
defense.
old.
Probably.
Because he was old.
He
might not be eligible. He might have had a Pro Bowl.
Like Sanborn, he's a sounding board to help guys
was
learn
old.
the defense.
We don't like old people. Jack is
Yeah.
24 years old. He got a lot of juice.
Who's never done half of what
And
Kendricks has
and
done
Eric
in the
Kendrick
league.
would have been
Who's
ineligible.
Never
He was
done half what Kendrick
Eric
done in the
Kendrick
league.
would have been ineligible to be in the trust tree.
You can't have a Pro Bowl.
Can't have
and
a
I'm
Pro
sure
Bowl,
he has
can't
at
be a
least
rookie.
one. Yeah, you can't.
I
It's
was
a
just
trust tree
curious.
rule.
But my point is, he was a sounding board. He knew the defense. It didn't help the defense from being bad.
No, it didn't help the defense from being bad. That was the up front part. But you do remember all the
Exactly.
you do remember,
Don't
but you
front-
do
don't front
remember
part is still
Maris
there.
Foul. You do remember Damarian Overshown all talked glowingly about just how much Eric Kendricks helped them. So that part
Yes.
still remains true. But they had bad people up front, and Eric Kendricks was old.
He was old.
Wow.
He was old.
So you think Sam Murray got more tackles this year than Kendrick had last year?
I don't know how many
Possible.
tackles anybody
I
had.
would lay a wager on that.
Let me look up the numbers first.
Clarence, I will take that bet sight unseen because I love action.
Wow, you just
Since
Look
y'all
up the
wanted
numbers.
me
He's
to
going to have
argue,
130.
I know.
I'm like, Sanborn's going to have 60.
since
Yes,
y'all wanted
$50,000.
me to argue, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some. Clarence argue with the waiter. I heard you. Clarence over there arguing at the restaurant. I heard you. So I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something to talk about.
don't go in Candyland and argue with the people down there.
Enjoy Candyland, Clarence.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
He didn't deny it.
They didn't deny it.
Shout out to our super chatters. Vance was just looking out for me, which I appreciate. He wanted me to be careful with the Wendy's nugs. I got you. And I appreciate your concern. 1906 exec. Hi. Critique on Tyler Guyton is 7 sacks, but they let Terrence Steele off with his 9 sacks, 36 hurries, and many QB hits. Don't we need to address this now? Trade, free agency, Awesome Richards. Terrence got 1 year left.
Oh, we've been on. We've been on it. We've been on him. We've been on it for a while. It's kind of like almost like don't beat a dead horse. We've been on Terrence Steele for a very, very long time. It just so happened that Guyton was it's the thing where when someone's so like
We got bored of going at Terrence.
Terrence Steele looked over there like, I'm so glad he's worse than I am, so
Yeah.
they can't talk about me. Like he was still bad, but Tyler Guyton was worse.
And Guyton would add on like the most penalties in football, I believe,
Yeah.
even though he missed like 5 or 6 games. Like the Guyton's thing is that he is false starting and holding while giving up sacks. And Terrence Steele's doing a little bit less of those other two things. Barrington is in the chat. Now look, I am not. That is a 30 bomb.
Well, that's 30 bomb. VIP for you, baby.
It's a 30 bomb, but it says my crypto trading portfolio is up by a lot. Coffee on me, fellas.
Okay.
LOL, keep doing your thing. And I'm not encouraging anyone to go follow this man for crypto advice, okay? But thank you for your contribution to the show.
Why does it feel like a dude named Barrington will have good information on things of that matter? Like Barrington is a trustworthy
Barrington's a crypto guy.
It's a very trustworthy. No, it's not very. I had a teammate named Barrington. Wouldn't trust him.
Yeah.
With nothing. But this Barrington seems like a good dude.
Barrington's in the Ethereum game, not just Bitcoin. He's on the meme coins. I'm just guessing. I don't even know. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, who's still out there for the Cowboys that they actually should be trying to add to their football team because I want to win the Super Bowl, and it's not Jalen Ramsey. We'll do that next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Your favorite football team schedule is already out. Tickets are available. Where are you going to get those tickets from? Now, if you're going with us to Vegas, you don't have to worry about that because it's all inclusive in the package. But for every other game, you need to download the app. The Game Time app will get you where you want to go for every single NFL game in every single NFL stadium for every single NFL team. But because we are the Cowboys, you need to get your tickets today. Download the Game Time app, use the promo code DLLS, and get $20 off your first purchase. Now, the season is bright and it's exciting. You never know how the thing's going to end. So get ahead of it now because the thing can go like this. And if you don't get your tickets now, you're going to pay more. Or you can get them and then go like this. Either way, use the Game Time app. I used the Game Time app recently. I got tickets to go see Lion King. And I used my $20 off for that one right there. You can do the same thing. Games, basketball, baseball, hockey, and all those are in season, plays, all of that. Head over to Game Time, download the app, use the promo code DLLS, and get $20 off purchase today.
Also want to encourage you guys to check out our friends at Monarch Money. Finances can be messy. They can be confusing. Monarch Money acts like your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control so you can stop earning and start growing. It's more than just the standard budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center for your accounts, your investments, your goals. Don't just manage your money. Start building wealth with 50% off your first year for our listeners with our friends at Monarch Money. You can see them at monarchmoney.com. Financial stress is one of the top reasons relationships fall apart. You want that to happen? No, you don't. Monarch makes money conversations easier. You can track your shared individual accounts, set goals together, keep money check-ins drama-free. Plus, you can even share access with a financial advisor or tax pro at no extra cost. Get control of your overall finances with our friends at Monarch Money. Use the code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year, 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code DLLS. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We're rocking and rolling. We're looking for you to hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. We don't appreciate it. But there's still time. You can do it right this second, and that would be great. Segment number 3 of the broadcast day. Do you believe the Cowboys are done adding players, and will they listen to my plea to not be done adding players is the question. Maybe it's a two-parter. Because was it might have been, were you, I'm trying to remember what day you missed. Were you here
Wednesday
when Joe did his segment on the Cowboys in the cornerback room and how they feel good about it, and Clarence was like, nah!
No, I wasn't here that day.
Okay. But that, I just did the whole segment for you.
Thank you.
So I was looking around. I was like, okay, NFL free agency. We talk about Jalen Ramsey. The Cowboys aren't going to do it, I don't think. So we can just kind of move on from that one. And I was thinking about, what's still out there on the streets that you could add to your football team? And what do the Cowboys need on their football team to make me feel a little bit better? Like the George Pickens ones. Thank you. Wide receiver 2. Need that. Here. Bam. How about a wide receiver 1? Appreciate you. But every time I hear they line up at OTAs and they tell me which 3 corners are on the field, I go, y'all going to play an NFL game like that? Well, that ain't going to be fun. Like the Eagles might actually be tempted to throw a pass, and they don't even have a good quarterback. But they might show up and be like, I think we should throw. And that's just how I feel when they tell me the names of the corners that are out there. And one day during this season, if Trayvon Diggs is ready and healthy, and if Savone Revel is ready and healthy, I probably feel good about the Cowboys corners. Not today.
Not today. Not so fast.
Not today. So I go looking, who are the guys that are still unemployed, still hanging out there looking for a gig? And 2 of the top 4 play the same position, and it's one that I would sure like the Cowboys to still address. Asante Samuel Jr. is still sitting at the house.
What is the backstory on this?
So the vibe around him was good player, good cover guy, bad tackler, and I went and saw the numbers today. This is an absurd number. Asante Samuel Jr. missed 22.2% of his tackle attempts last year. And he had a shoulder problem. So like, I don't know, is that fully healed? Are people looking at small corner, doesn't want to tackle, and distancing from that? I don't know. But like Pro Football Focus projected his contract to be 3 years, 14.5 per year. That's a really big contract, especially if you're going to be playing a nickel.
Yeah, but I just feel like there's more.
There's got to be something because he's a good football player, and he just at the house, and he's 25. Like, he's not 30.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody wants a good cornerback. Like, these are the type of players where we just talk about, like, you know, kick the tires, bring them in, and all the kind of, like, you want these guys on your team in the event that something happens. Like, you finding corners and offensive linemen, you can't go down to the local Home Depot and find them down there. They're not on aisle 16 next to the plywood. To get corners, to get offensive linemen, you get those and you kind of stockpile them on your football team. There has to be something deeper going on with this Asante Samuels thing.
Okay, so his shoulder is also neck situation. We got the chat who has our back here. So if he's got a neck situation and he's got to have a doctor follow up, and after the doctor follow up, you can run up to the teams with a little handout that says, "Look, I'm recovered.
Okay,
I'm ready to show you something."
Right.
Then that would make sense if we just got to bide our time and maybe. You know what? The Cowboys are real good at this. They're like, yeah, we love everything we got going on because they know they're going to do something in a month or two.
Right.
Like, we got something wide receiver. Yeah, because they knew. If we don't get the one we want, I know who we're trading for. I know the cost, and we're getting ready to do it. And maybe they have that sort of plan at corner. But Asante Samuel Jr. is a name that I insist that we keep in mind. T-Jack, injury plus bad tackler equals rather have Gilly. Stephon Gilmore is on the list of best players still available that are free agents, and I don't know why the Cowboys didn't call him last year because Clarence told us, I think it was on the air, I don't know, remember if things are on the air or not, that, like, Stephon Gilmore last year wanted the Cowboys to call and would have played for less to continue to be a Dallas Cowboy, and they didn't call him. But he was in the building while they were having a press conference this year.
He's just walking around the Star the other day, just like
wandering.
I'm in town.
So what does that mean they didn't call him? Like, if he can still walk in the building, he could knock and be like, "Hey, I saw y'all have Booth out there again. You want me to?"
I'm around the corner if you need me.
Y'all want me to walk out there? I saw who you had out there. I can walk out there.
When does the other shoe drop on Gilmore, though?
It's dropping.
Like, when does it fully fall off the cliff?
I think 2 years ago when he was a Cowboy. Was it 2 years ago they had to bail Bland out against Metcalf?
Against Metcalf.
But also there are games where you're like, okay, but Stephon Gilmore can't run like Stephon Gilmore used to run. But he can still play. I'm not hating. But, you know, the 34-year-old corner, he ain't getting faster.
No.
He's not getting faster. I just see some of the people that the Cowboys are lining up at OTAs, and I'm like, hey, if you don't get the guys who are hurt back by the time the season starts, I would way rather have Stephon Gilmore out there in week 1 than some of the stuff we're talking about doing. That's all. I would take Stephon too. I got one more name. Going into the offseason, according to Mike Hilton, was the 33rd ranked free agent, which makes him now 4th out of people still available, right behind Asante Samuel Jr. And he's been playing a slot for about a decade or damn near in the NFL. He's 31 years old. Was still a solid player in Cincinnati last year, and he's at the house. If you can get a slot corner that you know is a good player for $6 or $7 million, and according to Clarence, we don't have $32 million to spend. They like to keep 21 in their back pocket. We got about 11 to spend. Well, that sounds like I can get a slot corner, and I can still go shopping for something else. So don't be afraid to call Mike Hilton, Dallas Cowboys. I'm looking for a corner.
That comment you made earlier in regards to Asante Samuel, the Cowboys sometimes know what they're going to do in the future, and they just sit on some things and finding out that Asante had the next injury and waiting until July for his checkup. Like, all these names fit into that mold of what you talked about the Cowboys doing. You know, kind of getting through OTAs, trying some things out as a contingency plan of, hey, Bland, if we so happen not to be able to land one of these dudes, then we'll fall back on you playing the slot. So let's get you some reps in there. But you're going to be moving outside once we get to a place where we get to see the medicals from Asante Samuels Jr., and then we get to training camp and we start seeing, or leading to training camp, that we start seeing that we can sign these guys. Because sometimes, especially the veteran guys, and I've known this through my time in the league, if they don't make that first wave, it's kind of like being drafted, right? It's like if you're not in the first 3 or 4 rounds, maybe 5 rounds, you kind of want to just like, let me go undrafted so I can pick my situation.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to say it's time to get ready to be offended. Like a bunch of teams are going to call you and be like, hey, later on,
No.
something doesn't go right.
Some of these guys don't want to be at team activities. They don't want to be working at the team facilities. They don't want to be in mini camp.
Shout out Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm serious. Like they want to wait to the very last moment, especially the guys who kind of know what their market is. Like they know. I know that PFF said that what Asante should have gotten, or they thought he was gonna get, probably pre-injury.
Yeah.
But these guys now know I'm probably gonna get $6 million, whatever it is. A lot of teams that I'm looking at probably still has $6 million to give me for the year. It'll be a prove-it year. I'll go out there, I'll do my thing, and I'll bounce back, and I'll get a deal next year. So they already know in the range of what they're going to take. So it's like, I don't want to deal with all the other team activity stuff. I'll just wait to that moment of, let's get to training camp, find out a situation that I can really go to in my own way, see who's drafted, see who's working out, and now I can pick and choose where I go to and be a part of.
Do you think a guy who is not known as a good tackler is going to become a good tackler after neck surgery?
No,
but I might need to move on from my Asante Samuel Jr. interest.
No, it's give or take. It's like it's the George Pickens in reverse, right? It's like I take the George Pickens productivity with the ticking time bomb that he might be a distraction off, right? So the talent is there and it's worth the risk. If Asante is a guy who can really play the slot well, and the biggest problem that he don't want to tackle is like, is he covering that well? We can kind of do without him always wanting to be. I mean, hell,
we got a 0 to 100 this thing. If you can cover him at 80,
want to tackle?
Yeah, but he's at least out there. My slot guy's in a little closer.
Hey,
you're gonna be in the mix more often.
Turn your butt to the sideline, send everything back inside, and hope to God that Kenneth or Maris or Jack or someone else is. Let's go, Jack. Let's go, Jack. That Jack tackles. Is coming out here and being a football playing Jesse and making tackles.
That's what I'm talking about. What about Rasul Douglas? Had his best year last year. He's another guy that's towards the top of the list of available free agents on the and so, yeah, we got corners out there. Cowboys, we got corners out there. Don't be doing the fiddle fart. You know they'd love to do the fiddle fart.
They're probably waiting.
They're going to get all the way to camp and then look around and be like, oh, I guess he's not going to be ready. We knew he wasn't. I guess he's not going to be ready. We knew he wasn't. And then they're going to be like, is there anybody out there? And this time it's going to be Eberflus instead of Zimmer, and we need to look up who is in his phone because he's just going to bring in dudes that played for him at some point that are 37 that play corner, and they're like, hell yeah, I'll take a check.
What is Peanut Tillman doing? Like,
come on. Peanut, I bet he couldn't cover anybody because he's 100 years old now, but I bet he can force one fumble.
Facts.
He could peanut punch somebody. Let's hit these super chats. We'll get around the NFL here in a couple of minutes. We got Nesto. I love Gilly, but if you watch that Green Bay game, bro was getting routed up. I'm going to say this. Nesto, you're not wrong. But
so was all everybody else.
If we're going to base it off the Green Bay game, none of these players are welcome on the team ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Bay was when Dak eventually was like, fine, we're going to score touchdowns. And the defense like, it doesn't matter because we're not going to stop giving them up.
Yeah.
Can you get to 150? Because even if you do, they're going to be at 190 because we're not doing anything. But you have to fire Micah if it's off the Green Bay. Just everybody. Everybody got to go.
Yeah,
peace out, every single one of you. You're all the worst. And yeah, Gilly was banged up at that point, wasn't he? Was he? He's like wearing a harness, and he's old. You guys will know one day if you're not 35 yet, it's coming for you too. You'll know. And I'm talking about sleeping and waking up and feeling a certain way. Gilly was out there playing football.
I can tell you right now, buddy.
It's going to get tough.
It's going to get real tough.
It's going to get tough on y'all. Age check in the chat. How old are you and how often are you in pain? Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we are going to take a walk around the NFL, including the return of the discount double check. It's next. As Dustin said, get them likes up and stop hating. We do want everybody to sign up to be a diehard, but do we want to hit them with the ball knower? We want to hit them with the ball knower, or we want to tell them to be a diehard? What do you think? Yeah, sign up to be a diehard, or else. Also, sign up to take this trip to Vegas with us at alldlls.com. You know what I'm saying? We're doing stuff. We're out here cooking. We're doing things. We want to hang out with y'all. Could you imagine Clarence Hill in Vegas? Can you imagine?
Man,
Clarence Hill in Vegas. I look forward to seeing all your smiling faces the next day after our first night there, somewhere around 9 a.m. at the breakfast buffet. I look forward to seeing y'all stumbling down and hearing how it went with Clarence until about 6 a.m. Yeah, you might not be in bed yet.
He'll still be there.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all at breakfast as y'all are getting ready to turn in. It's going to be a wonderful time. But also sign up to be a diehard. It's the best way to stay connected with all of your favorite DFW sports teams. AllDLLS.com. Sign up to be a diehard. What that gets you. I popped into the Discord last night, fiddle farting around with some people, having a good time. You get into our Discord, which is a great place to be during games. We have over 1,500 DFW diehards right now, and you could be one of them. You get a free T-shirt when you sign up for the merch store. Had a merch meeting yesterday. Boy, we got some stuff on the way.
Hoodies and all that kind of stuff?
We got some stuff on the way. We're kicking around ideas for cowboy shirts.
Okay.
We're kicking around some ideas.
Gotta get a Club Pop shirt.
Ooh, well, we talk about that. I don't know if that's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we could get a Club Pop. It'll be a limited edition run, you know, because you want to have mass appeal that if somebody at a game sees it, they're not like, huh? They're like, oh, cool cowboy gear. But we do need a Club Pop shirt for the diehards to see each other be like, hell yes, Club Pop. But sign up to be a diehard. AllDLLS.com. Head on over there. Sign up. Be a diehard. It'll be great. You'll be happy. We'll be thrilled. Our bosses will be thrilled. We won't get fired. That'll be great, you know? And so we appreciate that. 20% off Vegas.
Oh,
if you sign up to be a diehard.
Yes.
Shout out to that. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. We're going to take a look around the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is back. I don't know if y'all saw that. Aaron Rodgers is back last night. And I did see somebody said, I'm 47. It hurts to type comments.
I was like,
I'm 41, and I will wake up and be like,
boy, you just
I'll be like,
got
damn,
here.
who did I tackle yesterday? And the answer is you slept laying a little bit to the left. You can tackle anybody.
Everything matters now. Like, you start looking at like, what are these pillows made of, man? I need to get new pillows.
Yeah.
A mattress. And I flip it. Is it too firm? Is it too soft?
Yeah.
Everything matters now, man.
JR, I'm 45. Waking up and finding a new pain or soreness is common, unfortunately. I found myself, because I'm a wealthy housewife, so like I have the Peloton. It's part of my fitness routine. I don't ever get on it really, but I need to.
You become a clothes rack?
I need to get on there. No, not a clothes rack, but now I use the Peloton app, to do workouts on a mat instead of getting on my bike most of the time. And I need to do the damn bike because I got bum knees, but I've started doing a lot of stretching and mobility work. 41, you want to stretch? You want to make sure that your hip flexors are right? You got to make sure. You got to make sure you do all the things right. What? Huh? Yo, I'm a Pilates.
Get you a foam roller, though.
I got a foam roller.
Foam roller's where to go.
I got one. Dustin's 40 and still goes hard in the gym. You're a champion. You're a champion. You and Jesse. The rest of us, we're just going to hurt.
I don't go hard in the gym. I go to the gym.
Okay.
I ain't going hard in it, though.
Okay.
I'm going very light. I'm going very soft in the gym.
Aaron Rodgers back. Steelers going to win the Super Bowl or what?
I like Mike Tomlin. I do.
Uh-huh.
At one point in time, I thought Aaron Rodgers was the baddest dude walking the planet in shoulder pads.
I mean, 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, man, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do this better.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
I hope everything about this fails.
Oh, man.
I do.
You hope?
I hope everything about this fails just because I do not like Aaron Rodgers as a person.
Oh, you son of... Okay.
And I hate the way that he
He's
goes.
a hater.
Hey, been called worse.
Yeah.
I hate the way he goes about his business.
Just to represent everybody, both sides. Both sides. Boy, I love Aaron Rodgers.
I hate the way he goes about his business. I hate the way he treats people. I hate his arrogance.
All of his exes say he ruined them emotionally.
All of it.
And spiritually.
And like he tries to make people like it's one thing when you're that dude. When you're that guy, do what you want.
You get to bring Randall Cobb with you and Alan Lazard.
Show up when you want. But when you're no longer that dude, you need to have a very, very, very good situational awareness and realize, be thankful that someone wants to give you a job. No one else really wanted to give Aaron Rodgers a job. This was the last dying hope for him, was to go back to Pittsburgh. And I don't think there'll be another job for him after this year. I hope this blows up in Mike Tomlin's face, and all the Pittsburgh fans are sad. Are sad this year.
I think it's going to fail miserably. That's my prediction. I think by about week 13, Rodgers will either be injured or we'll have a real life blow up and he'll go home. If they play really well and they're good, then it'll be fine. But I think Aaron just turned into a real weird salty guy.
Diva.
A real weird salty guy. And when things don't go well, he has to find a place to blame people, which is really weird because he claims to be a meditation, tucked away, perfectly sincere and stable and unbothered by other things. But anytime there's any sort of problem, he has to make sure that he gets on in front of a TV to blame everybody else. Just make sure you're not talking about me. So, yeah, his personality, I used to love him. Like, he used to be the standard, I am a cocky a-hole quarterback.
Yeah.
But now he's turned into a weird bitter Betty. Creeps me out a little bit.
But you can be that when you're that guy.
Yeah.
When you're Patrick Mahomes, when you're Josh Allen, you can kind of have that bravado. You can kind of have that arrogance about you, where you're kind of walking around and saying, you know what, I am. Like what's my bowler's name? Who do you think you are? I am.
Oh, what is his name?
Like
Pete Weber.
Pete Weber. Like, you can have the Pete Weber approach.
Weber.
Who do you think you are? I am. When you're that guy. When you no longer are that guy, you got to start saying things like please and thank you and if I may. You got to talk like that.
I do respect one thing about the way that the Steelers have gone about this, because the Steelers didn't add a quarterback. They were waiting for Aaron Rodgers. They knew that Aaron was going to come play for them because he wasn't going to go anywhere else. We had nowhere else to turn. We didn't plan for anything else. We're waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Shout out to Aaron, though, not signing, because then we would have had to talk. Well, we wouldn't have had to, but he would have done the thing where he signed, and then he was over eating whatever and smoking whatever, wherever, during OTAs and minicamp, and he'd be like, oh, look at that. They're starting off with Aaron Rodgers isn't here, even though he's the starting quarterback and he should be here. He was like, what if I just don't show up because I'm not on the team yet?
Right.
Like, I'll holler at y'all when I'm done farting around. Great plan. It's a great plan.
It's a vet plan.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin will end up punching him in the face. I can see that. Josh Allen has done nothing, so he better say nothing. Wait, what has Josh Allen won? Why can he?
Josh Allen's one of the top.
Because he's really good.
2-3 quarterbacks in this league. He's in a class of very few.
That's what I can't do in football is what does he want? I mean, I guess I get it. We define, or a lot of people define people by, if you haven't won a Super Bowl, don't tell me nothing. I think if you're awesome, you're awesome. Like, Lamar Jackson can talk crap to whoever he wants. So can Josh Allen. So can Pat. So can Burrow.
If you can name a quarterback that you would, in a heartbeat, switch your quarterback for right now, he's that guy.
He can be that guy. He can be that guy.
Yeah.
If you could make Dak 20% better, he could be whatever he wanted to be to whoever he wanted to be. I like having a quarterback that's a good vibe, just chill. I like it. I'd like it more if we were in the Super Bowl. He'd cuss out whoever he wants.
I like a little arrogance in my
I do
quarterback,
too.
though. I like a little arrogance in my quarterback that he feels like I'm the back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And some people may not get it or understand it. If you've never, think about this. If at any point in time in your life, go all the way back to Little League if you like.
Yeah.
Where you were the guy.
Oh, bro, I was the guy
You feel me?
in 6th grade on the Vikings, Allen Sports Association.
You see what I'm saying?
I ran for like 4,000 yards.
You feel like you came to those recce parks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those rec centers and all that. You walked in there.
Yeah.
Get out your mom minivan a little bit different.
Yeah.
Your step had a little bit more bop to it.
I think we had a Durango for a minute, but it broke down real fast.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you came on, they were like, hey, there's a little Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
There's a little Cav.
Wearing 21.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you felt the kind of way because you were the best at it.
Yeah,
like, that's how they feel.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling, man.
It was good.
Yeah.
I had a sweet comb over. And I had wheels. I had wheels for days. There's a lot of bad athletes in 6th grade football. You just knew. I'm getting gone on all of y'all. Y'all shouldn't be out here. Y'all need to go back
the arrogance you had?
that man.
You deserve it. You deserve to
I
have
was
that.
thinking about before the game started, what were the numbers going to be in the paper the next morning? The ASA little scores. And be like, Jeff went for 400 again. No biggie. Yeah, it's fun. I also asked people for questions because I like questions. Jesse, what position battle are you most excited to see at camp this year? Is there one? How many of them are battles? And how many of them are like technically corners a battle?
I'm interested to see most, for me, running back.
I saw one video of Miles Sanders running, Looked pretty good.
It's underwear Olympics.
Looked pretty good. He had a helmet on.
Everyone has juice.
He looked pretty good.
Everyone has juice in May and June.
He looked pretty good.
Everybody's just coming off the best shape of my life conversation. But the running back conversation, the running back battle, tight end. I think tight end is going to be a battle.
I think in that case, it's like how many spots are there? And does Lipke count as one?
Sure.
Or are you going to get a running back cut or a tight end cut?
I think
to keep Lipke.
I think Lipke can play in either role. I think if you want to decide to keep Lipke and you're talking about sheer numbers, he's a tight end.
Okay, you wouldn't count him as a back? Because I was thinking if you only keep 2 running backs and a Lipke,
okay,
that could be your 3 backs.
Then there you go.
Kind of.
Whatever the numbers sway that makes him, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like, oh, we can add one here, he's a tight end. Oh, we got one there, he's a running back. Whatever it works that he gets on the roster and has a spot, because he can do both.
Yeah, tight end is one of those spots where if you'd asked me a year ago, I'd have probably felt better about what they have. And now I'm like, well, I'd love to see a bounce back from Ferg, and Schoon's kind of, okay, yeah, he's out there. And the rest of the guys, like John Stevens, keeps getting hurt, and that sucks. And Princeton Fant and like insert tight ends here. I'm just like, they got some guys, but there's nobody that I'm like gung-ho about.
John Stevens, I want to see him. I want to see him play.
Yeah, me too. I want his ACLs to stay.
I do. I think he can be a player.
Let's knock out the super chats that we've got. Is it just Carrie? It's the only one I'm missing. Shout out to Freak Jesus. How has Blue 42 looked so far? I wonder if we get to camp. I hope this isn't the case. But will we have the Zeke situation again, where you watch the starting running back carry the ball, and then you watch, or whatever you want to call them, but then you watch Rico, and suddenly Rico looks like the most explosive back of all time. And only the Cowboys didn't see it, which was insane to me. I wonder if it'll be like, here's Javonte, and here's Miles Sanders, and oh my God, when Jaden Blue gets the ball. Because I think that would be fun. That's what I look for is my fun things at camp, is which ones make you go, oh my God. Which is why I always watch the receivers.
And he's going to have a play like that too. Like he's going to have a play, and he's going to have a play or two like that, but there's also going to be that 1 or 2 times where he's really tackling the backfield, but they just like tap off.
And they're not going to blow the whistle.
They're not going to blow the whistle, and then he's going to run down the sideline, and someone's going to be trying to chase him, and he's going to and just run away from people.
And then the offense is going to be like, yeah, and the defense is going to be like, damn well that was a loss. The offense is going to be like, yeah, and on the next play, somebody's going to pop his ass.
Right.
They're like, okay, how about that? That one wasn't a touchdown,
right,
was it?
Right.
Neither was the last one. Try it again.
That's how it's going to go. He's going to make a play or two where he just runs by people because he was tackling the backfield and everybody stopped.
I will be interested to see the linebackers too, because the fact that they are lining up Sanborn, Kenneth Murray as the kind of the primary 2. I don't know why I thought this, but I thought Maris Leofau would be out there. And if it is like he's the strong side linebacker, well, they don't play a lot of snaps in 2025 NFL. So I'd be interested to see is that just is what it is, or are we competing for those spots? And maybe it's just like they already know. Like, no, that's our 2 dudes. Your depth. Buddy Johnson's depth. Overshown. We'll see you when you get here. But I think linebacker will be fun to watch. Wide receiver. Is there a competition? Like, do you think it's still a storyline? Like, will Turpin play more receiver snaps, or does he just fit exactly how he fits?
He's one of the guys that you're going to put a small package in for him of a couple plays. But at this point in time, now that you have a real number 2, we're moving on, man. Like, we're moving on. He'll be a gadget guy, but he's not I just don't see him as a real receiver.
And so, like, you think when they run 3 wide receivers, Tolbert 80% of the time?
Yes.
Turpin 20? Like Turpin's in there for 8 to 10 snaps a game?
I think it's 80. I think it's 80 Tolbert.
Uh-oh. Here comes Mingo.
15.
Out.
Terp 5.
Terp gets one handoff on an end around, one distraction fake on an end around, one screen,
Tunnel
and
screen.
one bomb.
Yep.
That's Terp.
How about it, boy?
Yeah, camp battles will be fun. I love the camp battles. It's always just a matter of how many camp battles are there really and how many is already predetermined, and we're just out here pretending that they're competing and they're not necessarily actually competing. And thoughts and prayers to Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Brooks, and all these other wide receivers who are showing up and just praying to God like the Cowboys will keep 6. Like, hopefully I'm competing for something. We appreciate y'all stopping by. It's always good to see you. Nice week of DLLS Cowboys Podcast in the books. We will see you on Monday. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Unlimited contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.